It's a good way to start.
Mm.
Welcome to Spilling the Tequila, the podcast that brings the tequila spilling energy without the hangover. My name is Grace.
And my name is Sonny-Joe, and welcome back, Grace, everyone. We missed you. Grace has been sick, so I'm so glad. You've got $1 million, and I'm so glad you're better. Did you miss us?
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I was sleeping with my microphone. I missed talking into it so much. So
no, that's because she loves karaoke and wants to be a singer. Nothing to do with the podcast.
Yes.
Like when she goes to sleep with a microphone in her hand, she's dreaming about being in a stadium singing.
No, I was sleeping with this microphone, not my karaoke microphone. They're two very different microphones.
Yeah.
For two very different situations.
And
anyway, happy to be back.
Oh, glad to have you back. It's not the same without you.
Yeah, well, thanks for keeping the ship afloat.
Oh, that's all right. We're always here to support you, and glad you're healthy and high.
Yeah, that's me.
I want to start the show.
Yes.
As you do. Guys, we will go back to taking tequila shots. Grace just got better, so let's just wait till next week's episode and we'll start shotting again.
Yeah, we'll be back shotting.
That. Yeah. One of my friends said to me, how come you guys don't shot anymore? And I said, honestly, because I've been really hungover.
Yeah, no, facts.
Yeah,
legit.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of you to be shotting every episode you record.
It does.
Anyway, we'll be back. We're fun again next week.
So I've got a couple of things, but I just want to do a little one for the start of the show. You're going to find this hilarious. So my nephew Brody called, oops, I said his name, but oh well. So my nephew, oops. Funny word, oops. So Brody called me last night, catch up, I'm close to my nephew. And we're catching up anyway. He's like, Uncle Son. I was like, yeah. And he's like, man, I was so sick last night. I got food poisoned. I was like, again? I was like, how? And Brody was the one that I told you about that got the salmonella with the KFC because I told you. Yeah, I know. I mean, it wasn't that it was KFC's fault. My nephew didn't know that the KFC's been sitting there for 3 days in the room that he was sleeping.
Oh, it's just so bad. The whole thing's so bad.
Anyway, I said, again? And he's like, yeah, I got food poisoning. What happened? He goes, I'm at this chick's place and I was so embarrassed. Hear me out. I'm not saying anything I shouldn't say, but he was at this chick's house and he got out of the bed and he was just like shitting and vomiting in the toilets and everything like that. Food poison. We've all been there.
Yeah.
My nephew's like, oh, you know what I'm like as well? Like, you know me, like I thought I was dying. Like I was writing messages in my phone saying goodbye to people. Haven't sent them yet. And I was like, I didn't get a text message. And he goes, I didn't send them to anyone. I'm like, you are like your mother. Like, anyway, moral of the story is, I said, are you okay now? And he goes, yeah, I was just really, really sick. Food poison's the worst. I said, how do you know you're food poisoned? He goes, well, I gathered that it's that because the chick that he was with, that he's been sick, made him a lasagna, and he ate the lasagna. And when he told her the next day that he was sick, she was like, "Oh, he might have got food poison from the lasagna." And he's like, "The one that you made me?" And she goes, "Yeah, I left it out for like all day, like in the sun. So that's what made you sick, right?"
What?
I know.
I left the lasagna out all day in the sun.
Correct, right?
Wow, sounds like it was intentional.
That's what I said. And I said to my nephew, and he goes, and he's like, are you trying to kill me? And she's like, no, I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that's what it could have been. That could have been one of the scenarios. And he's like, but the fact that you know that it was the lasagna's been sitting in the sun all day, why would you feed me that? Of course that's dangerous, right? Better than big chicken and stuff. So that's scenario one. Then my nephew says to me, oh, yeah, like, that's not the first time either. And I said, what do you mean it's not the first time? And he goes, did I tell you that she put vinegar in my coffee?
Oh, this chick's like the mushroom woman.
I said, what do you mean she put vinegar in your coffee? And he's like, and I'm like, that's such a hard thing to do because it's almost if you're mistaking it for the water because you don't put bottle of water in a coffee, you get the kettle. So I don't understand how that could happen. He goes, I know. He goes, she was actually cleaning the coffee machine, and you know how you clean it with vinegar and stuff. Yeah, because she was cleaning it with vinegar, like that day and stuff. And then she made him a coffee, and then when he drank the coffee, he's like, "Oh my god, what is that taste?" And she's like, "Oh, there might have been vinegar still in there. I might have not cleaned it out properly." And she's like, "Why do you keep like contaminating my food?"
Okay. So it wasn't like she just poured vinegar in the coffee.
well, that's what I thought. I'm sticking up for her, right?
Yes.
And he goes, well, there's another scenario. I said, what do you mean another scenario? There's three. There's three that he told me. Because
How is this possible?
It is. Anyway, I was kind of laughing, but also kind of being concerned. My nephew was laughing on the phone because he was being serious, and that's why he was laughing, because of my reaction. Anyway, that's weird. I just got a notification said it's Grace's birthday, and 17 other items pop up on my screen. So anyway, so I was like, what was the third thing that happened to my nephew? And he goes, oh, she made me a grilled ham and tomato cheese toasty. Yeah. Delicious. Like, amazing. I need to buy one of those. And he goes, when she was eating it, he goes, son, I kid you not. I ate into it and I swallowed it and he started choking and he said there was a bone in it. And I said, what, a bone from the chicken? He goes, yeah, because I had a chicken in the toasty. And he goes, I'm not talking like a small bone that you might miss. Like, this was a big bone. Like, when you were putting the chicken in the toasty, you would see this. And I was like, dude, this sounds really scary. He's like, I know, it does sound scary.
Is he still seeing her?
Yeah, but it's not as if she's hiding it. She's telling, like, oh, that might have been the vinegar. Like, you clean it out properly. Oh, was there still chicken? Oh, there was a lot of bone in that chicken, wasn't there? So it's like, is she just doing it by mistake or purposely doing it? Yeah. Anyway, had to tell you that because I thought it was so funny.
That is so funny. And how long have they been going out? 3 weeks?
Not sure, actually. I haven't. I'm not sure. Yeah. I can't answer that question.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, I know, right?
Maybe she's just silly like that.
Maybe she's clumsy or like Butterfingers or something, exactly. And she's like, and she's owning it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Wow. I was like, every time he said every time she makes him something, he looks in the drink and swirls it or like opens up the food, you know what I mean? Anyway.
That's funny.
All right, I'll move over to my topics. Here I am. Okay. I've got a little thing for you and it takes a bloody whole show, but I just thought you'd find that really funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. It is. So I was just going to say, I just saw on the news, which it's not relevant or anything, but did you see the Britney and the Justin thing, how he released a new song, Selfish?
Yeah.
Justin played his comeback song, and then all Britney's fans hate him, so they bought her song, Selfish, that came out in 2010. And it went number one and his didn't get number one. Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So did you also see recently that she said, I like the song Selfish. She was being nice about it, probably because her fans bought it and she felt bad. That was his comeback song. And then he went on stage in New York last week and sung Cry Me a Ribbon, got on stage. He goes, just to let everyone know, I'm not fucking apologizing to anyone and I'm not sorry. Like that. Just after she praised Selfish. Yeah, so it's like, and then she put a picture of a basketball hoop on Instagram and said, you really want to go to this court? You really want to go there? Come on, bring it on. Or you're just going to go home to your mummy and cry again like you did last time. That was her response because he didn't need to say that. Everyone's waiting for him to apologize. He didn't need to say that, Anyway, why I'm bringing this up? Because this is just more updated. He said that. So then she said something and then he tweeted today saying, I'm going to be going on Oprah and spilling all my beans about you, so let's go there, like that. And everyone's saying that would ruin his career. So now he's trying to do a tell-all about Oprah, about Britney. Can you believe we're living in this, like, Twilight Zone right now? Like,
no, because it was like 27 years ago. Yeah. Everyone needs to move on with their lives. Get over it. If we should be talking about anything to do with Justin Timberlake, it should be what he did to Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl.
Correct, which is the same as Britney. That is correct. Boom. Yeah. Drop the mic. That was amazing. That is true because she never got an apology for that either properly. Nope. And she lost her career, and she was actually an icon. You're not an icon, Justin.
No,
like I like your music. You're not an icon. It's a bit different. You should have respected her and had her back, and you didn't. People in the music industry, they don't like that. It's like a respect thing.
Yeah.
So Britney today said on Instagram, how cute's his photo of me and Ben Affleck and Diane, someone I didn't know the Diane lady. And then she said, he's such a good actor. Oh, my God, I actually forgot that we hooked up and what happened before, but I'm not like Gossip Girl. I can't say. So, the world, anything Britney says or does, it's just like headline news, right?
That's so funny.
News. So now they're like, no, you didn't go there. J-Lo's just brought out her song for her comeback song. You know how J-Lo's got a new album coming out. Yeah. It's pretty good. And now it's shattering over that. And did did J-Lo know that Britney hooked up with Ben Affleck? And now everyone's counting it down because she said in the 2000s, and everyone's like, well, he was 28 and she would have been 17. So everyone's trying to do the maths of when it happened and also what happened beforehand. Wait, this is the punchline. At the end of it, now that that's all been released and no one knew about that and exactly what happened, in Britney's song, I Love Rock and Roll, put it up, in that video clip, if you watch that music video clip, on her hand is someone number and it says Ben on her hand with a love heart. And no one knew what that meant, but now it's come out with Ben Affleck. It's like, oh, Britney's just given. Like, all these tabloids are just like, man, you are keeping my kids in college. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, layer into layer into layer, right?
So do we know how old she was when she sung that song?
Well, everyone's trying to work out because they don't know. It said the year she did it, but
but when she filmed it or whatever.
I'm sure she was of age.
Yeah, surely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, wow. Do you remember Lindsay Lohan's Sex List?
Yes, I do. When she was in
that
rehab.
Was so good, yeah.
Yeah, she slept with everyone pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not that I'm shaming that. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people that
it's just like not like the good old days where it was like, you know, ooh, someone's list has been exposed. Like, it's not like that anymore. People just tell each other everything.
I know.
It's there's no, you know, that was so good when that came out. And when she got banned from the Chateau Marmont. Oh.
Any surprises on the list? On Lindsay's list of who she had sex with? I thought Shaquille O'Neal was random. Was it Shaquille O'Neal? I'm not sure. I could have made that up. I could have
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, she didn't. She didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's someone different. I don't think it's Shaq. Yeah. No. I went to the gym today. I'm a little bit lightheaded. Sorry, Shaq.
There was Ben Affleck, I think. Surely.
James Franco, all that. Anyway, we don't need to rehash that.
No, I just want to see now. I've got it here. Ashton Kutcher, Ryan Philippe, Jay Phoenix, Lucas Haas, Nico Tortorella, Evan Peters, Denny Cipriani, Maggio Cipriani, brothers, Wilma Vandermeer, you know, Jake Dornan, Zac Efron, Justin Timberlake, Brian at 6 foot, Colin Farrell. I don't remember Colin Farrell being on there. Heath Ledger, James Franco, Adam Levine, Garrett Hedlund, and there's some more people that I don't really know.
She's definitely got us high.
No,
Shaquille O'Neal. Okay. Anyway. I'm going to go to my topic and then I'm done.
Oh, I thought that was your topic.
No, that's not my topic. No. My topic was, so obviously I just wanted to say this is nothing hatred on Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Or anything like that. Or my thing I'm talking about is she must have the best PR company in the world.
Right.
And the reason why I say that is, I don't hate Taylor Swift or anything. And I think people are scared to say that these days because her PR company is that strong. And when it's your PR company, that means your fans, because a PR company is putting that information out to the fans. So, for example, anyone that watched the Grammys or anything like that, she got a lot of slack by when she won Record of the Year. She went on stage and she announced like, hey, my new album comes out on April 17th. And everyone was just like, oh, that was a bit selling. And I think everyone's saying that because everyone knows that, Taylor's the biggest celebrity around the world right now. She wanted to own all her records again. So she re-released all her records underneath saying Taylor's version. So she gets all the rights to it, which I think is a really, really good thing for the artist because the record labels do rip off artists. But it just means that her albums have just been number one. And just a lot because all the fans are buying it and trying to help it. But it's still money that people are spending. That's what I'm trying to say. So when I say greedy, I mean greedy like that. So she went on stage, she won the award. By the way, I got a new album next week, like another one. It's just like, it just seemed greedy. It weirded me out because when I say PR company, it's like they knew she was going to win that award and everything was set up. So for example, as soon as she said it's going to be released on April, whatever it was, her new album, all her social media, her Instagram, her TikTok, everything, all the covers went to the picture of the album straight away as soon as she said that at the Grammys. So it's like, when how did they know to do that? How strong is her PR company? How strong is her PR company? Like, are they just there working, listening to every word she says? Or she knew exactly what she was going to do at the Grammys. She's got a bit of an ego. She knew she was going to win the awards. So all this was set up just to go, no, you've got this. Like, who else is going to win this? You're the biggest thing in the world right now. So they're like, you need to do this. And it worked, right? But she's also getting slack with the PR company that I'm saying, because I've noticed that news puts out news and sells about bad shit about people and celebrities, right? Oh my God, someone did this, Miley did this, blah, 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 and that sells. Yeah. But with Taylor, they realized that good news sells for her and people like that. And that's never been done. And I think that's a great thing and it's a positive thing and it should be done about more people. I'm all for that and you usually don't see it. But with Taylor's, it's a little bit overdrive. So no matter what news outlet I look at, I go on my phone, it's like, Taylor breathes less air than everybody else in the world, so she's giving back oxygen to the world. No, I'm being serious. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
And that's nothing against Taylor. It's probably her PR company. She can't help that. And it's just so bad that it's just good news, everyone. You do not see any bad news. Taylor gave $82 million to a tour company. All this. It's just, I've never seen such good news about someone in every news outlet. Like, they're only doing that because it sells and she's got a lot of fans. So it's a great thing for her. But we know what the Hollywood world's like. And it's just kind of like, well, no one can be that perfect. Like, you know what I mean? No one can be that perfect. Anyway, so obviously her PR company at the Grammys, which everyone's watched, which I told you about, Celine Dion, who's an icon. Everyone knows icon, who is pretty much, besides Elvis, is Las Vegas. She made Las Vegas famous as well. And for her to quit music because Celine Dion got the disease, that was very sad. And the world was very sad. And the world loves Celine Dion. And it was just very, very sad. She's been in hospital. So when Celine Dion stepped on stage to announce Record of the Year, the whole audience was like, oh my God, gasping, standing like, oh my God, Celine Dion, wow, she's doing better. And you just knew straight away, like, iconic, you're at the Grammys, music, and everyone's clapping. No matter how drunk you were, how high you were, you'd be like, oh my God, it's Celine. Like,
she's back.
She's back, right? And you're in the music industry, so you would know this. And then she, announced the award and Taylor won. And like I said to you, Taylor being so big, I'm not saying she has a big ego, but I think if you're the biggest thing in the world, you're literally living in a bubble right now. And she probably doesn't know the bubble she's living in because she's untouchable. So she got on stage and she hugged everyone and said thank you. And the only person she didn't hug was Celine Dion. You see her walk onto stage and she just grabs the trophy from her and just keeps on walking and doesn't even acknowledge her like she was a seat warmer. Fact. Have you not watched the Grammys yet?
I haven't watched her doing that, no.
Oh, so I'm giving you the news as well, spilling the tea.
No, I saw the speech, but I didn't see the announcement and her walking up and collecting.
So they have a camera angle and she just walks upstairs like this and then she just goes like this and grabs it out of her hands and just walks to the microphone like, thank you, my new album in April, and then walks off stage and stuff, and everyone was like, for the whole audience around the world to know, and the people on stage and everyone at the Grammys, for example, Miley Cyrus won the award for Song of the Year for Flowers. She deserved
MC next to MC.
Correct. MC, like Celine Dion, is an icon. We all know that. So straight away, Miley's like, oh my God, like, you're an icon, like MC to MC. Acknowledge her. Thank you so much. I'm having a fangirl moment. How come? What I'm trying to say is when Taylor's in her own world, she didn't even acknowledge Celine, said her name, even if she was just Celine Dion. But Celine Dion's also quit music and been sick because she's got a disease. So it's a different type of layer. Yes. And that didn't happen. And then obviously she got off stage, being in the bubble. Her PR company would have known, like I said, and they went into damage control and they realized like this, that, oh shit, this is the worst thing that could happen to Taylor live on TV. So they scrambled at the back and then took a picture of her hugging Celine, going ha 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 and laughing. And that picture was released after the picture of the album coming out within minutes, which also annoyed people even more because it wasn't genuine.
Do you want me to add more to this? I've got so much more to say about this moment. Okay. First of all, number one, the fact that she announced it in an award speech, right? As you said, it's like very selly, but also so shit to everyone else there who's nominated, who wins, who whatever, who works so hard to get one album released, to get their foot in that door, to get to this point in their career. And now suddenly it's all about Taylor Swift's new album. the Grammys. What was supposed to be celebrating all the music of the past year is now suddenly about an album that's not even out yet. Like, I just think that's shit, number one, because it's about what everyone has done. It's not about what's coming out now. Like, do you know what I mean? Anyway.
I do know what you mean, because no one else is announcing their albums coming out on stage. I don't even think people doing the Grammys. It's kind of like an unwritten law type of thing. And like I said, it just comes off greedy.
It comes off super greedy. Yes, and then when she pulled Lana Del Rey up there, and this is a part of my topic actually, but when she pulled Lana Del Rey up there, and you can see Lana doesn't want to go, Lana was also nominated in that category, and it's a really good album. And she didn't want to go, and now suddenly you're pulling someone up there to stand behind you while you accept the award when she didn't even win. I just thought, especially when Lana was like, no. I just thought, like, that's icky, and you're doing that as like a token gesture of like, you lost, but you're a part of my album, so come up here. You know, you can have your moment, but it's not really yours because it's my Grammy. Like, yuck. And then my third point on Taylor Swift is that I was watching this girl's TikTok, and it was like quite a long TikTok. It wasn't a little 30-second thing, but she was an African-American woman, and she basically just said, you know, like, Taylor Swift is so interesting because if you look at her, all of her fans are white. Like, name me one, like, black Taylor Swift fan, because you look back in history, like Nelly Furtado, she was on In the Clubs. We all loved her. Gwen Stefani, we all loved her. Like Fergie, when she went from the Black Eyed Peas to going solo, we all loved her. Go to a Taylor Swift concert and like count more than 50 like black women or men that are there. Like she just, like, what is it about her? Because then I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, it is every white girl's like fever dream is Taylor Swift. It's crazy. And I don't really get it. And it's not in like a I hate Taylor Swift way. It's just like, I can't, I'm not clicking what's the selling point here. Like, I'm not, or what's so great. What is so good that it's like
the PR company. The PR company.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I think social media's been around for that long now. They've learnt these algorithms and what they can sell with good news and all these things, that it's just like going into your head, and sometimes positive news is good. So, you know what I mean? So you're just
I do.
Like Michael Jackson, like you're like a, you know, like one of the Lionel Richie, but it's,
Yeah, but like Lionel deserves it. No offense, Taylor.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's just so weird to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. When I told you this topic, I said, I'm not here to hate on Taylor. I don't hate
Taylor.
No,
me
I'm
either.
just talking about her PR company, what happened on stage with Celine. I'm sorry. You can't walk around the bush in this one. We all seen it happen in live time. Yeah. And what's worse is, because you have so many people working for you, you're just digging your own hole after that.
Yeah.
Maybe if you get Lana Del Rey on stage, it looks like that you support other women and do this, and it was just getting desperate. You know what I mean? Get the photo backstage of Celine Dion. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone, you didn't even acknowledge her. Oh my God, it looks so bad. Like, Taylor, far out. This is going to go downhill. But it's true. It's true. And
Taylor, far out.
I'll put it this way. Taylor won that award and everything like that, and how big she is. But we all know who stole the show. Miley fucking Cyrus stole the Grammys on that show. How amazing. Have you not watched it? Oh, you haven't watched it yet.
Yes, I have watched her, of course.
Oh, did you see her singing Flowers?
Unbelievable, yes.
Dress up as Tina Turner. Oh, she's just amazing live. And you know what I love about her as well? When I said like ego and things like that, she's like, first of all, how the hell is this Miley's first fucking Grammy?
I know.
That blew me away. So it's such an interesting night, because when she goes, I just won my first Grammy. I'm like, really? Miley Cyrus has been around since she's 5 years old. Like, in my whole life, when you see someone grow up and they've never won one Grammy, and she's had hits after hits, she writes her music. When she said that, it made me go, wow, you worked so hard to get where you are. You're 30 years old. You've worked from 5 years old to 30, and the Grammys haven't even given you one award. So everything Jay-Z said, made fucking sense.
Well, this is my topic. Yeah. I've got tea.
Look at me.
I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Okay, we have done an episode before on the Grammys being corrupt.
You and I?
Yes.
Last year?
Yes.
Wow, I can't remember that episode.
Well, we have. And now I'm backing it up with some facts.
Mm-hmm.
This is a leak from a Grammys voter.
Okay, yes, because it's people that, it's like, that's what I mean about the Grammys. It's so weird.
So this is an email from one Grammys voter to another Grammys voter. Hey guys, we were able to convince another voter to give us their ballot. This is a voter who's given us submissions before, including a lot from last year and some this year, especially some of the more low-key country roots ones I had to ask for near the end. For context, this voter is middle-aged male and leans country Americana rock. He's been a voter for a while now. Then he goes in to talk about album of the year. Quite frankly, none of these nominees are album of the year worthy. I found it to be a very weak year for mainstream albums. However, I voted for Midnight's. Although I did not enjoy it much compared to Taylor's previous work, she has been the inescapable face of music. So how can I deny her music's biggest award? I haven't taken Lana Del Rey seriously as an artist since her infamous SNL performance and never will. Boy Genius record can be considered decent, but I am dissatisfied at how artists like them or Fiona Apple, who are making such dull music, are seen as the face of rock music, taking spots over actual rock musicians like the Foo Fighters or Springsteen. Now,
So that correlate. What's that word I'm saying? Correlates what Jay-Z was saying.
Correct. Exactly.
Yes, because he's an intelligent guy. He's a very intelligent guy.
And also the fact that a voter is admitting, this is like the really big thing to me, apart from the fact they're taking like someone else saying, yeah, you vote on, like, for me, I don't care. Like, I think that's so wrong. You shouldn't be voting full stop if you don't want to vote. Don't give it to someone else. But also when he talks about, I can't take Lana Del Rey seriously since SNL. If you're such a professional, why can't you view one piece of her work for what it is? Mm-hmm. Why does everything else she's done influence that? What you're supposed to be voting on? Like, that's what I mean. Jay-Z, totally right. Shocking.
Wow. And then that's why everyone in the audience was just kind of like, they were great.
Yeah.
And did you notice what we forgot about as well, when Taylor announced the album and everyone in the audience was just quiet?
Oh.
It was awkward.
It's so awkward. Well, it's not. You're not at your concert.
Yeah, I know.
You're amongst your peers. So don't act like you're like, you know, so much above them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with you. And also
Vacation should have won, by the way. That's who I wanted. I thought Miley's album would have won. But then I'm like, Taylor will just win it because her PR company's big and she's just controlling the music industry right now.
So what did she win? She won like best song for Flowers.
She won song of the year, Flowers.
Yeah.
And then the big award is album of the year, which Taylor won.
But Miley won one more when she took the little handbag up, the little Gucci handbag.
Another one like pop song or something like that.
I thought is it record of the year? Anyway, the only other question I had about the Grammys was, did you like Dua Lipa's performance?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I've only just watched like on YouTube. Like, how did you watch the Grammys? What's streaming?
I've been just watching it on TikTok. People uploading it.
No, I haven't seen it. But I did see maybe like 3 seconds, and I seen that she was proving herself to the audience that she could dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send it to you after. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just have one more thing to say in this podcast episode, which is that I had such a funny Uber experience tonight.
I got in the
car and he was like, oh, I've had such a bad ride. And I said, oh, he said, are you happy to be leaving work? I said, yeah. And he said, oh my God, I just had this woman. He was telling me about this really punishing woman. Anyway, I was telling him about my day. We're driving home. Then he's telling me about this Siberian band that's gone viral on TikTok.
Band?
Yeah.
Siberian, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, we're talking about politics. He's covering so much territory. Anyway, we're driving up my street. We pull up. And as we're driving up the street, I ask a question, which is like kind of a general question. And which was, okay, I'll tell you. I said, oh, like, given the circumstances with Russia and everything, and like, I'm ignorant, but is Siberia free? Like, are they free citizens or are they Russians? Like, what's the go there? Anyway, we're driving up. He doesn't answer my question. He's talking about this band. Sonny, I couldn't get out of the car. He was talking to me in the car for 10 minutes about this band. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get a word in.
Wait, the doors are locked?
No.
Oh, I thought he locked them and told you the rest of the story.
When someone like is just talking and talking and talking, you can't get a word in, you're trying to find the moment, and you're trying to get there and you're trying to get there, and I'm grabbing my bag and I'm trying to like move my body that way, but he just every single minute was just like latching something else. And I'm looking at the clock and it's ticking, ticking, ticking. I'm like, I'm at my house. I can see he's rated me 5 stars. And I'm like, oh, then in my head, I'm like, oh, Grace, he's had a bad day. Like, he just needs to have a good chat. I'm sitting there. And then I got to 10 minutes and I was like, right. And I said, oh, well, I'll Google them. I'll check them out. Okay, bye. And he was like, oh, okay, bye. But it was just so weird, the whole thing. It was so weird. Anyway.
Just quickly on that note as well, when I went to Milky Chance the other night with Amy, I said, meet me at Queen Chow. We can have a drink there beforehand, you know, the restaurant, Maryvale. Anyway, she said her Uber driver was going down Emil Road the whole way down going, Queen Chow. Queen Chow. Going
That's
like that,
funny.
like a poker machine when it gets feature. Queen Chow. And she's like, why does he keep, and Amy's like, why does he keep doing that for? And then he turned around and goes, are you a carnivore? And Wayne started pointing out.
Was she in an Uber or a DD?
Uber. Oh, maybe it was DD. Why does this not sound like Uber?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
was just joking.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Wow. What's going on with the drivers at the moment?
Queen Chow. Yeah. All right.
That's
We'll
funny.
leave it at that. But thank
Good
you
chat.
so much. Great chat. Great to see you. Great to see you shine. Great to hear you laugh. Great to see you be healthy again. What happened to my voice?
Queen Chow.
Queen Chow. And listeners, thank you so much. We're glad to be back. Feel free to like, send us an email or whatever. And we will have some guests coming up soon that are very, very fun. We will have Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift on the show. No, I'm joking. Wouldn't that be fun? Anyway,
good one. Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it.
We do. Bye. Queen Chow.